Good morning, stampers and fellow crafters. How are you? It is Monday. What is the date? I don't even know what the date is. Oh, it's March 23rd. Oh my. Welcome to spring. I believe it's now spring. And it's also the last week of March. Oh man, where did time go? Okay, we are good. I got volume. I got viewing. So welcome. I am Nemi Batstone with Nemi's Crafty Cafe, coming to you from my crafty studio in Cooks Creek, Manitoba. I'm located 20 minutes northeast of Winnipeg. And I just had a crazy weekend. We just launched we had our 2-day virtual retreat using the Homemade For You Sweet Collection. Oh no, sorry, Homemade Sweetness Sweet Collection. My apologies. And I think it went well. So we had a lot of fun. We had 12 projects, 3 bonus projects, a mystery challenge, and a whole lot of chatter and chit chat online. So it was good. I'm hoping we can have our next one in July, which will be Christmas in July. So looking forward to that one with lots of fun Christmas themed gifts. It's that time. I don't know about you, but I seriously feel like this whole year is going by super fast. And it is nearly the end of the month, and we're launching a new catalog in May. And so I want to make sure that all of you demonstrators that are out there, tomorrow is pre-order day. Tomorrow we get to pre-order new product. We get to pre-order online exclusives. We get to request our catalog, a catalog like a handheld catalog, and we can order catalogs. So if you would like a catalog, make sure you post it here in the comments and I will have one shipped to you. Okay, so good morning, Shell. Thank you for joining me. Good morning, Christine. Thank you for joining me as well. It is sunny here. Sunny. I don't know what the weather's supposed to be like today. I've got all my devices being used, so I can't really check. So hopefully warm, but tonight I'm also at Dugald for Asia night, so we'll be sampling and I'll be cooking pancit, and I don't know what else she got. There's butter chicken, I believe, paneer, a rice to go with the butter chicken and paneer. I can't remember what the Asian dish is, and then for Filipino dessert we're doing mango pudding. I don't know if she ordered taron, but yeah, so it's going to be a fun night, I think. Busy. Okay, so Global Design Project 540. If you're on my team, I've already posted it there for you to create your GDPs. And here is ours. So this week is Case the Designer, and the designer is Monique Decock. So beautiful flowers, but this week I'm not doing flowers. I kind of requested what we should do last week, but instead I chose to do Capturing Smiles this week. So this is our product of the week, which is Capturing Smiles. So it has all these beautiful, this one is what's interesting. And yeah, so I've been trying to figure out how to do this properly. So maybe you have some tips and tricks if you've already started playing with it. But this week we hope we find a good way to work that piece out. And then it comes with 9 amazing dies, which we're going to have some fun playing with and figuring out, which is right here. So you have a mini camera and a very large camera. This is what got me, because I don't have a mini camera and I was constantly always looking for one, especially when I do mini albums and I gift mini albums. So, you know, one of the soccer parents on our team, who we've been soccer buddies forever, like since our kids have been playing, she just had 2 grandchildren in the same week. Both daughters were pregnant at the same time. So they are literally like days apart from each other. And so I wanted to put together a mini, brag book for her. And, people who don't scrapbook don't really know much about picture sizes, right? So I try to stick to 3x4, 4x6, but then I need something to tell them where to put the picture. So this stamp is really handy because now I can stamp all my photo frames and then put, this stamp on there so they know where to put a picture. Hope that makes sense. There's the circle, there's all these fun pieces that go here in the middle of the camera. And then you have the square here that actually fits into these. And then you have a heart as an added decor piece. So we'll have some fun figuring out and playing with all of this to see how all these pieces connect together. And then you have some scenery. So, you know, I tried to put something together that will work for this design. Okay, so let's get crafty, because this shall be interesting. So here is my design. So as you see that she's pretty much done a background and then a cluster. So I was like, oh, how am I going to do that cluster? Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. And then she did heat embossing, and then to really make her sentiments stand out. And then I was like, well, I don't really want my sentiments to stand out, I don't think, because we already have this black. I used black for the film. So I was like, oh, I don't know how to make this work. So we'll see how we go along. I don't know if I'm going to heat emboss or not. Because I also wanted to bring in, you know, some different colors. So let's see. Let's see how we go. So, and I'm going to change a few things up because I'd like your opinion. Okay, so on this one, we basically did tone on tone. And so we have to have a card base. So I'm just using thick basic white here. Oh, it's a little bent on the corner there. And I'm just going to score and fold that down. So that is done. So that's our base. Now, on this one, I used the, where is it? Ooh, gotta reach. The Dotted Circles 3D. I noticed too that you can tell I didn't line it up into my emboss and cut machine very well because it's very jagged on this end, which means it was chewing up all along the edge there. So we used this, and then I lined it up so that the actual circle was not in the middle. It was actually more to the side here. So I'll flip it on the back side. So I pushed it so that it was more here. So then that way our focal point is literally right in this spot right here. But then I decided today that we would try, or this morning, something different, which is the same one she used. And it's called, I'm assuming it's a she. And I thought I would try this one, which is the beautiful Pattern 3D, which is what she used. So I did it in two colors, one in pink and one in white, and to see which one might be a better fit. So we'll see which one works better. I don't know what you think, but we'd love your opinion as we go along. So these are the two. Good morning, Irene. Thanks for joining, and happy belated birthday. I hope you've had a wonderful time celebrating your milestone birthday. So this one's pretty in pink, and this one's just white. And the reason I chose the pretty in pink was to just, you know, kind of get that rainbow color going. So we have pink, red, orange, and, blue and green. So I thought it'd be nice to add in that pink. And because I also embossed on, or just brushed some pink on the background to break up, I thought maybe we would try that. So let me know. The pink will pop with the black film. Okay, so we'll go with the pink as our base. So now I had some two-tone cardstock that was scrap. So I punched one, so you can see on the back side, the two-tone cardstock is almost like a dark gray. So you can see in comparison to the front side, which is black. So I punched one out because I wanted to show you what it would look like. I chose to not do any of my die cutting ahead of time, but I probably should have. But I wanted to show you what that would look like. So I got my mini here, so I'm just gonna bring this up. Everything on this one, which is kind of nice, can fit in your mini. So that is kind of handy. I thought that was handy anyway. Okay, so we're gonna bring in our plates here. And then this is my base, so I'm just gonna put that aside so I don't lose it. And put that with my pink. Gotta keep my pieces together so I don't forget. Okay, so we're gonna grab this one. Actually, we should wait and do it all well, my white doesn't Yeah, we can do that. Okay, I'm gonna stamp first. Stamp first the squares. Let's see if I can fit this. Okay, so what I did was I need 3 squares, so I just did them all together. So on the stamp set, where is it? There's 3, so there's I guess mountains, and then city, and then beach, and then a blank one for you. And then in the blank one, these 2 and the heart all fit inside there. So there's photo op, looking good, and then the heart. So they all fit in that middle one there, or this blank one. So I guess I could have stuck one of the hearts there, but we'll see. And so I chose and just put looking good in the middle there instead. And then, because I wanted it to kind of be like a birthday card. Okay, so this one, so I figured to save time, we'll stamp all 3. Now, the nice thing about this one too is you can just fussy cut it because they're squares, but I also haven't figured out an easy or good way to do this. So, but we're just starting to play with it before our pre-order starts tomorrow and get going on that one. Okay, so there's our 3. Now I can just fussy cut these. They're squares, but there is a die in here that allows you to cut all 3 into a square. So what I'm going to do is just cut that one. So I'm going to cut that off. And you can see here I already cut one. I probably could have used that as a template, but we have all week. And then this one can go in here. Now, I also noticed I didn't stamp straight, which was kind of nice because then now I got to make sure that this is in there straight. So that's the other nice thing about being able to just do this on the side is I can just stamp straight. Or, oh wait, I should do this. I forgot. I'll take this square stamp in case you actually have it visible. And I'm going to stamp that as best as I can. Straight. Oh, that's pretty good. Couldn't get my head in there. And then we're going to add this on top. Then that gives me a guide of where exactly to position this. Hopefully that's right. And now I can do all my die cutting. Okay, so now bring that in again. I'm going to just put a piece of tape so it doesn't slide. I'm just worried it might. And then we'll add this one here. And then we'll add their top on and then push that through. Goes through like butter. No problemo. So today is the last day for sign up at Eli, which is, you know, for my card cafe or buffet, I should say, in Eli, which is going to be so much fun. And yeah, so numbers just jumped like crazy. So last time I think we had 20 and this time we have 15 in attendance. So that's still pretty good. So I'm super excited about it. The cards are real simple, but you also get a nice lunch with it, which is awesome. So now I've got these 3 little squares that came out, which I think is handy and just keep. I have no clue what we're going to do with them yet, but I think that that's worth keeping since it's there. And I'm going to put this back on my die sheet. So this now comes out. So there's a couple. I'll drop you down again so you can see. Maybe a little too close, right about there. Okay. Sometimes I forget to move this up. And then I'll just pop this out. Oops. So then this pops out real nice. So then those squares that we just cut literally come out of here, right? So in theory, this should fit right inside there. But you can see that when I use the other square, it's die cut just a bit bigger. So I was like, oh, well, that's a problem. How do I put that in there now? So, you know, I couldn't just take it and go right in there. Or you fussy cut along those lines and then just hope you get right inside perfectly. I don't know, risque. Risque, I think. I'm not sure. But anyway, that is what I've discovered so far. So I kind of have a hack for it, but let's see. It was kind of tedious and a bit of a pain in the butt. So now you got to clean out all those, but I'll clean those later. So let's see what happens. Okay, so we have the one. So here's our other two. And like I said, I'm not going to run that through the emboss and cut machine. I'm just going to trim them down because really it's a square. How hard can it be? I'm just going to trim that. So that's two. And then you need our third. Oh, I forgot to color them. It's a lot easier to color when it's still in before you die cut it. That wasn't very smart. Okay, so let's do that now. So for coloring, because these are so tiny, like literally so tiny, and to make my life easier since I effed up, I'm going to just grab a Post-it note and stick them on there. So then it's easier for me to move without my finger being in the way. So I chose to use my right markers for this because, that goes there. Because it's just so tiny and just not worth the effort. So anyway, let's see, what do I have here? Oh, I got some green. So I chose to use the tip there and just color in these little, I'll use the other end. What did I use for, I'm just checking my coloring here. I thought I had a darker green, and I do, but I guess I didn't pull it out. Okay, this one's too finite. So this is the older set because it has the fine tip, which is great for journaling. So I'm just coloring in these little trees back here. Way too much work, I think, using blends. So just grab whatever markers you have or your pencil crayons and do that. And then I took the red, which again, I have the old tip. And then I'm just gonna color in my tent. Our tent is red, so I thought I'd go with red. I use the other tip. So I'm gonna just bring in that paintbrush tip and just color in the inside here of our tent. I mean, if your tip is nice and fine still on your blends, by all means, you can use that. And then I think I used Summer Splash for the trees here. Did I? Yes. So I just outlined the trees. So these were the newer markers because it has the fancy tip on the end, or the thicker tip, I should say. Our right markers have been discontinued, but I'm sure you have some in your stash, so feel free to use whatever. Okay, and then I'm going to use some gray to just outline that mountain there. So I thought I had crumb cake, but I didn't. Nothing fancy, just, you know, getting those lines identified. And then I'll grab that old olive again because I forgot to do these lines down here, which I don't know if it's water or sand, but I chose to just kind of give it that grass look. And then I thought I'd color the inside because, you know, we always have our flashlights on inside the tent. Okay, so then that one is one, and then we got our other one. So this one I altered between, I don't know, we always make sure we have bright umbrellas, or we have this one that we got with for free with beer. So we have this Mike's Hard Lemonade one. And anyway, we use that one or this bright umbrella that we have so that when we're meeting friends or family at the beach, like especially Grand Beach, they can easily find us. And then I'm just gonna grab Pool Party, and I didn't like the way it looked on the other one, so I'm just gonna, I tried to do alternating colors, didn't like it, so I'm gonna do this instead. And then we're gonna do a little matchy-matchy with the chair and add a couple in there. And then I think I did my sail, that color. Okay, and then we're gonna grab the red, because that's what I used, I think. But you know what, I think I'll use yellow. Red's a little strong. And use the yellow there. And then I'll just use the red for the bottom of the boat. Ooh. Or the blankie. I forgot to color the blanket. Was that a blanket it's sitting on? Oh no, it's a lounger. Never mind. There we go. Okay, so those are our squares. Those are pretty tiny. So you can see how tiny it is to color in. So you could do whatever you want with those squares. I mean, if you have a smaller stamp or whichever, I'm just making sure that it zooms in because it's so blurry. And then you can see it better. I don't think it's gonna zoom in. Sure, taking its time. I'm a little delayed, quite delayed. It's like a good 30 seconds for sure. Okay, but you get the gist. Okay, so markers are done. Put that out of the way. Now this was the tough part. This to me was the hardest part, was trying to figure out how I'm gonna get that on the back. So I grabbed some tear tape, and I think that's the easiest so far. And I'm gonna just take a piece and I'm gonna add it here to the back. And I know this is my back because it's the lighter black. And then I take my first image. So whether you're a beach person or a camp person, doesn't matter, just put it wherever. And then I'm gonna line that up here. I'll hold that back for a second from the inside. So this is the easiest way I found, other than, you know, because to try and line this up beforehand and then die cut, I was like, oh my gosh. Or die cut first, I don't know if I could stamp well, but that's just me. Okay, so I'm using those black lines as a guide, and then I'm just literally pushing this down to hold it in place. And that was the easiest way I could find doing it. Then I'm going to take another piece. And again, same method. Just going to hold that back with my, oh, it's so sticky, which is a good thing. Oh, it's stuck to my finger. Lovely. Okay, we'll figure that out. And then we're going to line up the next one. It's literally stuck to my finger. And put that down in place. Oh, I don't know if I can get it off my finger. Okay. That's my second one. Just gonna try and cover that up. There's my second one. And then we need a third. So again, just sticking that there. And then we're going to use the third one here. It says, looking good. Now, imagine putting real photos. You could do real photos. It's just a little awkward, I think, but doable if you have your own print machine at home. Okay, so now we need to hold that end down. So, it's going to be tight, but we'll see if we can do it. So I think I went on the edge and just literally had some of it cover the side there. Okay, I think that was about as best as I could do for now. So now I've got all three in there, somewhat straight as I can do. And then this side's a little floppy, so let's add a small piece there. The nice thing about tear and tape is you can make it as small or as big as you like. I'll just go sideways here and just add a wee piece there. And that should hold it for now. Excellent. Okay, we're good on that front. Now we need 3 cameras, and I didn't do any of my cutting ahead of time. So we're going to take our camera and we're going to do 3 of them. So I did one in Poppy Parade. Now you can also fussy cut these ones too, but there is a die for it, just so you know. Okay. I'm going to clean that up. And then we're going to, because we're going a lighter color here, so then we're going to go with Just want to make sure that that's cleaned real good, because that's pretty bright. And then we're going to go in with, what do I have? Coastal Cabana. So I wanted some bright cameras. So there's my Coastal Cabana. I need to do some re-inking. And Granny Apple Green. Those are my bright 3 ones that I wanted to do. And there's my 3 cameras. Just cleaning that off like so. And then we're just gonna take a, oh, I forgot to grab one, a 1/2-inch strip. And we'll see how it looks. I might heat emboss, but I don't think I will, because that's pretty bright on there. Okay, so let's put this back before I forget, because I lost my tearing tape earlier and realized, oh, it's right in front of my face, but I couldn't see it. Okay, so this one again, so it does have curves in the top, but you could fussy cut it. It'd probably just take just the same amount of time, but I'm gonna run it through the emboss and cut machine. Oh, I gotta lift you up again. Sorry. This is why I don't like moving my emboss and cut machine in. Oh, look, it fell off. Because I don't like to, you can tell this repositionable tape is ready to be tossed. Anyway, I don't like to move my stand and get you all dizzy. Okay, I'll put that on there. Now where did I put my top plate? Yep, missing my top plate. Where was it? Oh, this is the other issue, is I put things where I should remember to put them. It should be right here. Why would I put it elsewhere? Well, you know, that's so obvious. It's probably right in front of my face and you all can see it. Okay. Oh, there it is. It's under. See? There it is. It was hiding. There's that little piece there. Okay. So now I gotta do this 3 times. 1. I'm just gonna push it back. There's 1 camera. There's, oh, just dropped my die. Oy, oy, oy. I hate it when I do that, because now I can't find it. Now I gotta find it. Oh yeah, that's gonna take too long to find, so let's fussy cut. I can't even see it. Which means it fell probably underneath my drawer, which requires me to move it. Lovely. Lovely morning, I tell ya. Okay, so let's just fussy cut this. Makes our lives a little easier. Maybe. Not as pretty, maybe. Let's see. Only because of that end. But we can go completely square and make it easier on us. Because it's square on the bottom anyway. Or it has that little curvy. And then it goes a little curvy-wurvy all along the top. Where did I drop my die? Now I gotta go looking for it after. Don't worry, I'll find it. Clumsy Monday, I'm telling you. So I'm just gonna go right across. And then I'll divvy in and pop back up. Divvy in and pop back up. Divvy in and then pop back up. There, not bad. Not as great as the die, but it does the trick. Okay. And then again. And we'll curve in and back up. Go flat. And then curve on the other end. Just because that's how the die works. And then it kind of matches the red. Okay. And I'll round that corner a bit so it's not so blah. I don't think anyone will notice. Okay. And of course my eyes are gotten worse, right? So not as easy as it used to be to fussy cut. Okay, there we go. 3 cameras ready to roll. Not bad. This one's got like a funny tip here. So I'll clean that one up. And around this corner. And around this corner. Or not. Okay. A little cleaner. Okay, so we got those. And then we need our sentiment. Which, let me see, I haven't. And I didn't. And we have so many of them. Yeah, we could do it on a darker color, but okay, so this is gonna go here. So I did 2 because I wanted to pop, just give that single something. And then we've got, you know, you can put your cameras wherever you want. Our 2 cameras, however you like, on there, like so. And then we just need our sentiment. So looking good so far. So I'm just gonna leave it, because it's pink, I'm gonna leave it black. So let's get our first one. And I just use 1/2-inch scraps because we have plenty of those, right? And then I'm gonna stamp every day. See if I can get it straight. Oh, I just put it down already. Oh, put it down twice. Let's flip it. It's hard to do when you can't get your head in the camera. Okay, let's see, let's see. There we go. Good morning, Kathy. Thanks for joining. Okay. And then I'm just going to square it. I thought of doing an angle, but I thought, nah. So every day will go somewhere up there. I can even go, I don't want it to go higher. We got to keep that cluster going. And then now we just need moments. So let's get moments. I stuck it all on one block to just make my life a little easier. And then I'll just put the word, hopefully I'm good here. And I debated on fussy cutting this one out. And then, because the font's different. But then I said, forget it. Okay. And we got to make sure we can dry fit it, because we have to dry fit, because I was a little tight on this side and I couldn't get the word moments in there. And so it ended up covering a lot of the square that I spent so much time trying to put together. So we can go something like this. A little higher there. We just got to watch out that we don't get, because we only have 1/8 of an inch off the page. So we don't want to lose that. And then moments, this is going to be our, so again on this side too. But I think we need to drop it a bit, because she was more down here somewhere. Or not, I don't know. Something like that. And I still think, okay, I think we still need to burnish or blend a little bit. So I'm going to grab my Melon Mambo that I used earlier, just to add a little oomph in there. So I got some scraps sitting here. So this is going to be bright. So I don't want it to be, I'm going to make sure I got a lot of scrap nearby, because I don't want this, see how bright Melon Mambo is? I don't want that showing up so much here. So we'll just add a little bit of color in and around, just to make it change a bit. So it's just not so blah. Okay, I don't like blah. I drop you down a bit because I shouldn't see the top of my mat, so, of my glass mat. I'm trying to make sure I don't swing too much. Okay, sorry. A lot of height adjustments going on today. Okay, so let's get this on here, but again, I'm gonna make sure I'm okay on this right side, because that's where I screwed up. And then I was like, oh, Billy, how am I gonna make this fit? Okay, that's not too bad. So we're good. I think we're okay. So I'm gonna take some tape and put some tape on the back there. We're gonna cover up quite a bit of it, so I'm not too worried where my adhesive is. So I'm just gonna grab some tear tape though, just cause it's textured. And I'm gonna put a piece here at the top. And then I'm gonna put a piece along this side. And I'm gonna make sure it's going in towards the middle. Because again, we're gonna cover it up anyway. So you can see, I tried to keep those film holes open. Okay, and now I'm gonna need my little bowl. I'm just using this as a marker and making sure I'm right about there. So now we have tape showing, but that's okay because we have all this tape here to use. So I'm gonna grab my take your pick tool so I can get all these pieces off. No need to waste what we got here. Okay, oops. I'm just klutzy today. You know what? It seems every Monday. I bet you if you go back to all my videos on Monday, you'll see how klutzy I am. It's like first day of the week, you know. Well, I guess, or is Sunday technically the first day of the week? I like to always think Monday is because, you know, we actually have to work. Okay, so that moved a bit because I didn't have that middle one fastened on properly. So let's make sure we're still good. Okay, looking good. Let's make sure we're looking good. Oh, I'm so funny. Okay, so there. So we covered up most of the tape. Just gonna slide this over a bit because I can. Okay, so we're still okay. Not bad. Whew. I was definitely not gonna use dimensionals for that, I'm gonna tell you. Okay, so let's get our other camera. Let's get our cameras in there. So I'm gonna put one up here and we're just gonna use dimensionals now. Because then we're not covering up the background so flush. So I'm gonna just use our regular dimensionals. And I'm gonna stick one there on the back and just stick it up here somewhere. Something that's a little straight. So let's just twist it just a tad. Okay, and then we're gonna do moments. Oh, see, I'm slightly off. I gotta make sure I'm not too far off that page or else we're in trouble. It's not gonna fit on my base. Maybe I should do that right now. I'm gonna put this on my base. Oh, I forgot to trim it. So let me trim it. I trim it by 1/4 of an inch. An 1/8 from the top, 1/4 from the right. And I'm just gonna do an 1/8 from the bottom again so that I'm even since I already put those other ones down. Okay, just because I don't trust myself right now with making sure I don't fall off my page. Okay, I'm gonna add my adhesive. I don't know why I always miss that side. And my initial in the middle to give some love. So add that there. Okay, so at the end, next month is my birthday, so I'm going to be doing a birthday bash. But guess what? Soccer lands on my birthday weekend. So usually we're in Edmonton for soccer tournament, which is always on my birthday. And this year we chose not to go, so I was like, yes. But now instead we have 2 games, or Benjamin has 2 games on the 18th and the 19th, and I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. So I'm finally home for my birthday and I get stuck. So we're going to do my birthday bingo bash because I love bingo, and we're gonna have tons of sweet treats. So I guess probably not that great if you're diabetic. So make sure you take your pills, or you're, you know, not supposed to eat lots of sweets. But we're gonna have lots of sweets because that's just how I roll. And I'm gonna switch there. Okay. And then we need another one here. And that'll be at closer to the end of the month, probably. If I can get it near the end of the month. I'm just waiting on room confirmation, and then I'll be able to put the registration. So here's the other fun thing is by then too, I'll be able to order a lot of the new product, because pre-order is tomorrow, then it takes a couple weeks to get here. It's always delayed because, well, not always, sometimes it's delayed because of the fact that everybody's ordering, because it's pre-order day for everyone. So it's like, what? So hopefully they're all caught up now, because they were behind earlier, just because of that free shipping day, or 3 days. Do we have 3 days of free shipping? I can't remember. Yeah, something like that. So there we go. I think we're almost done. So I could have did more blending up there because I didn't get enough in there, I think. And now we just need our hearts. Now there is a heart stamp and a heart die. I'll just show you. So there is a heart die here. So that's fantastic in my opinion. However, oh yeah, I dropped it. I'm like, where is it? Our old B set has a heart that's pretty much the same size. So that's what I use. And then I grabbed whatever was sitting here on my desk, which is strawberry slush. And I punched 3 hearts. Because, you know, everything's got to be done in 3s. Like, literally, this is just scrap sitting on my desk. What do we got? We got a ton of scrap. So we got 1, 2, 3 hearts. And then I use those hearts to just tuck in all around. So let's get that going. And I used mini dimensionals on the back of these ones. Thanks, Irene. Glad you like it. And thanks for commenting. And don't forget to like and as well as share my video, because it's meant to inspire everybody. And then you'll be entered in this week's draw. I think I forgot to announce who won last week. I always forget because I like to surprise people, but then that doesn't really work because then nobody else knows who won. So it's probably not really smart. Okay, so there's my second one, and then I did a third one on the other side. So we can figure out where this one should go. Should it go around the same spot? Now, if you place a minimum order of $60, and now is probably a good time because everything's going to go up in price, and things are starting to already become unavailable and discontinued, by the way. So those are things you want to grab up now. So our adhesive is going up in price by 75 cents to $1. So, you know, if you don't want that price increase, you can either join my team and be part of the Prairie Grass community, or you can order now and save, and then I'll give you all the bits and pieces, but I can't stamp these 3 squares or the sentiment. So you'll have to come up with something on your own, or if you buy this, then you're good to go. So I'm just gonna grab the pearlized faceted gem, and it's got some orange in there, Calypso Coral. And so I thought I would use Calypso Coral to add in for another rainbow color in here and give this thing a little bit of a pop. Maybe one there. Oh, we can add a big one. Why not? And then I'll put a big one over there. So then that gives us a little bit of the cluster look going on inside there. So anyway, that was my thought. Oh, I could probably put 2 more up there. Let's do that. Well, let's do these lighter ones. I'll put one up here, and then I'll use a light one up there. So that is, and then I felt like it still needed a little oomph. So I'm just gonna do a really tiny, we're gonna make a bow. And I'm just using one of the twines. Is this twines? Yeah. So this is from the Baker's Twines Essential Pack, right? So you get all the colors in that one. It's this one. So you get like 5 colors. So that's what I'm using here. So I pulled out the white, and then we're gonna trim that. Because usually, well, not usually, fancy cameras don't have, oh no, I pulled too hard and the whole thing came undone. Oy, oy, oy. You know how hard it is to tie bows when you're live? Okay. Come on. Okay, did it. Pull that back. Pull that back. And then I'll pull that back. And that. Okay, so we need a really small one. I debated on poking a hole with my piercing tool and mat and then sticking it there. But I'm like, nope, I'm not gonna do it. Okay, so I'm gonna grab a mini glue dot and stick that on the back and roll it because it's too big. And we're gonna add that right there, right where that the little knobbies are, and stick that right there. And then I'm gonna tuck this in underneath this. I might take your pick tool to lift this up. There you go. I'm gonna put this thread through, like so, something like that. And just let that one hang down. Maybe I'll trim it a bit. A wee bit. There. Okay, I think we're done. That's it. There's our little cluster. I don't know if it looks the same, but it's there for inspiration, right? At least that's what the Global Design Challenge is supposed to be, but I definitely should have done a lot more blending because it's not visible. And here was the original, and then here's mine. So because she used flowers, and then so the black really pops on that pink, so thanks, Shell. And then it's a nice subtle background, so that's good. And then on top of that, we have the colors that are popping here on the outside. Now we forgot to do the inside, so we're just gonna grab some black, and then I'm gonna take this one stamp that says, love this smile. And then you can just handwrite happy birthday or something on it, and we'll put that there. And then I'm gonna grab the Melon Mambo and do the heart on the other side. Okay, and right there. So that will be the inside. Then you can write happy birthday or something else on the inside there, or stamp a happy birthday or thank you or whichever. Just want to get that color off of there. And then there you have it. So here's my two. So here's the original that I did. And, oh, I put everything in the right spot too. And then the inside is very much the same. So I don't know, which one do you like, the white or the pink? Let me know. Shell says she loves the pink. Awesome. Excellent. Yeah, it's hard to decide. I was gonna go with a lighter pink, like petal pink, but then I thought it was too light, but because all my colors are bright, so I wanted something a little more bright. So that's it. So tomorrow is Tuesday, so I hope today is a great day for you as we kick off the week. Have a great one, and we'll see you again tomorrow. Happy stamping. Bye.